to the mandatory regulator training for everyone who's using the metal shop welding area. This will be an overview of how to use regulators safely and effectively, and kind of ensure that we keep our regulators nice and healthy. Regulators are our main safety between a high pressure tank and us, so we want to make sure that we're treating it correctly. When we use regulators, the first thing that we should always do when we're going to turn on our gases is make sure that this adjusting screw is turned out. Not all the way, but loosely, so that it's easy to move. Then we turn the gas on all of the way. We do this because it's a double-seated valve, and only cracking it could cause harm to that valve. So after we open this all the way, we get two readings. One is the pressure in the tank, and then this is going to be the pressure that's going to come out of our hose. So we set the pressure where we want it by turning in the adjusting screw. For wire feed welding, 25 is where we want it. We turn this adjusting screw in and out to maintain the integrity of a little rubber gasket bladder situation that lives in the regulator. So when this regulator pin is turned in and we turn the gas on, that bladder is going to expand with the pressure that is in here, and it's going to hit that adjusting screw, and over time it's going to wear out. And that's when we get regulators that when you turn them on, the needles kind of go all over the place. And of course, the other important thing is the first thing that's going to fail on a regulator is this adjusting screw. So when we turn our tanks on, stand to the side of the adjusting screw. That's so if it does fail and it comes out with the pressure of the tank, it's not going to hit you. The other kind of regulator that we use on argon is our flow meter. So on this one, there's not an adjusting screw, but there is this little guy right here. And what this does is it sets the flow coming out, which you can see with a little bulb. That'll go up or down. With these, you don't have to pay as much attention to the adjusting screw, but a good practice is to maybe just open it after you're done. So that's how those differ. And then this, of course, is our pressure in our tank. And then this will be the pressure coming out of our hose. All right. When we're done welding, we want to go ahead and close our tank first. And then we want to back out our adjusting screw until it's loose again. Even though we back out the adjusting screw when we're done welding, it's always a good idea to check it when you first come to the tank again. Just get in that habit of doing it twice. For changing out regulators, always use a crescent wrench. Don't use any other types of wrenches that are going to mar the brass. Over time, that can wear out, and then it can be more difficult to tighten these. If you think that there is a leak, we do have a leak detector, or you can get some soapy water. Both are totally acceptable. And then you would just take this while it's on and run that over there. And then if you see any large bubbles kind of come out, that's where we know that there might be a leak. Try to tighten it first, but if it's as tight as it can go, that's all you need to do. Another thing you can do is inspect the hoses and make sure there aren't any tears. And also check the connection at the gas inlet. On all machines, it will be a little bit different. This one is down here. But again, only use an adjustable wrench when you are doing this. Now, that is some regulator safety. If you have any questions about how to use regulators well, please ask us. Once a regulator is used with a particular kind of gas, in this case C25, you do not want to use it on any other type of gas. So switching regulators from the C25 over here to the argon over there is not a best practice that we want to do. If you are changing tanks, You can always make sure the pressure's out of the hose first, or you can do that. A good practice to get in the habit when you go to reattach is to go ahead, after it's out all the way, hold this here and crack the tank open. What that does is it blasts out all of the dirt and debris that might be in here before you put this regulator on. Again, we want to make sure that the integrity of these threads and this right here is intact. So if we see pitting anywhere on here, that could tell us that there's a possibility of a leak. We want to make sure that that doesn't happen. So anyways, I think that concludes our regulator safety training. You will have a sheet with some questions to answer, which you will send back to Metal Shop Manager, tcmaker.org. And then you will be able to get the code for our regulator valves, lockout tagout system, when that is implemented. If you turn it in before that happens, you get the code right away. So thank you for watching this short video.